Big doe with her mouth open. There's a buck coming behind her. Good morning. It's the morning of November 6th. Sunday, we got a beautiful sunrise. And Ryan and I are in the pinch down at the River Bottom Farm. It's about 46 degrees. We've got a southwest wind that's going to be switching to northwest by about lunchtime. And we've already had quite a bit of activity. We had a few bucks cruise under the tree stand before camera light, and then we've had a couple young bucks chasing does around. I didn't have a good spot to go and hunt Kelsey where he's been hanging out the last week or so. And I do think I can get back in that area that we saw him last night for this afternoon's hunt. And so I didn't want to go stink up the area or mess it up. And we've really been waiting for the right wind to come hunt the pinch anyway. So it's fun to be back in this set. It's one of my most favorite sets on the whole property. And it's not unreasonable to think Kelsey could work his way here. I mean, if he decides to pick up and go for a cruise, I mean, he's been in this area quite a few times. And just mid-October, he was coming through here quite a bit. So we certainly could see him here. What do we have? Okay. There for a second by those two younger bucks. I think when the wind is gusting, we're getting a little swirl. It's kicking east a little bit, which is definitely not ideal. So hopefully that settles down as the sun gets up. One of those does this morning squatted and peed right here at 25 yards, and both of those bucks came and checked that spot. So that's I think that's pretty favorable. If a buck's working through here and they catch that, they can work their way in and check that spot. And it is November 6th after all, so you never know what might show up on the river bottom. Let's sit back and enjoy the morning.
trash. You know what I mean?
Oh, what the heck? What are they pulling at? Well, that's always awesome to see. That one young buck that came through in front of us is a buck I was hoping to lay eyes on. He's nice and tall, got little kickers off that right G2. All three of those deer look like 2.5-year-olds. They're certainly not older than 3.5, but they all look like 2.5s to me. So he spotted these other two bucks walking around the natives, and then they all kind of were posturing, and the two broke out in a fight. They ended up staying, pushing and shoving for a bit. They got into the natives. All we could see is the grass moving. And it's the weirdest thing. A rooster pheasant flushed. The two deer kind of freaked out. And then the one just came right here and started blowing. And then the third buck was on this side of the slough. He went from blowing to snort wheezing. He snort wheezed a few times. Just craziness, but anyway. Fun to see. It's a little after 8 o'clock. Hopefully the action continues.
He looked so much better there for a second when I first saw him.
The 8-point with the flyer is locked in on him. He's walking towards him. Ears pinned back. I think that's 8 different bucks right there.
It's more than that.
He's breeding her right now. He's breeding her right now. Well, that's not something you see every day. What an awesome encounter. Ended up having the turn-in 10. What I think happens, that turn-in 10 probably had that doe back in the peninsula, and then we just had those two younger bucks, that kind of shorter tine 9 and that taller 8 that fought over here. You know, they went back in there. Next thing you know, they all come running out. I think that turn-in 10 was trying to fight off the bucks, and that young 9 managed to breed the doe right here under us at 15 yards. And then the turn-in 10 came and pushed him away, and he was mounting her. So, you know, they talk about how twins or triplets can be sired by different fathers. And there you go, that's how it happens. So that's 2 bucks that have been on the far south side of the farm along the river that we've been filming. The turn-in 10 last night, right before we saw Kelsey, and then this big browed 8-point with the flyer. You know, we've been seeing him down there on the South Platte. So anytime you get a hot doe come under you, you know, it can lead to constant action all day. I mean, any bucks that are cruising through that peninsula and get on that trail should just follow it straight right here, right under the stand. So we're going to sit as long as we can. Hopefully Kelsey's the next one to come by. Well, it's about noon, and we just had that Daggers buck come by. Super mature deer. That's our 3rd encounter with him. 2nd time we get footage of him. It's actually been relatively slow since that hot doe came through. I thought we might have, you know, bucks on that trail every 30 minutes or so, but we've seen 2 little ones and then him in the last couple hours. I mean, that's 3 bucks from the south side of the farm. I measured on Onyx a little minute ago. The stand we hunted last night to right here is 0.8 of a mile, which is a pretty good clip as the crow flies. And all those bucks are up here, except Kelsey, of course. Doesn't mean he won't show up, but I'm still leaning towards switching to that side tonight with this north wind. We're only going to have a couple hunts with the north wind where I could get in that area he's been spending so much time. We'll sit here for a little while longer and see how it goes. Well, it's about 12:45, and I've decided we're going to pack up and make the switch back to where we were last night. With the north wind, we're going to get on the other field edge and hunt that little funnel through the timber. So we're going to get down, go hang that set. I just think that's our best chance at catching up with Kelsey. As much fun as we're having right here. I mean, 15 plus bucks, breeding, fighting. I mean, if we didn't see another deer throughout the rest of the day, it'd be one of the best hunts I've ever had. So real happy with the day so far, but we're gonna get down and make the switch. So we'll see you guys the other set. walk straight. Come on. Well, we have made the move back to the south side of the farm. We're hunting in a new spot. I've been wanting to try this spot, but we haven't had any north winds recently. This farm is still pretty new to me. I mean, I've only had it for a few years, and we've sat that south plot. It's about 150 yards away. We hunted on the southwest, south. We see a lot of deer working through this little timber pinch between the two fields. A lot of them just bypass the food plot altogether. They just walk through this little pinch and work out to the cut ag field. So I've been waiting for a north wind to come try it. If Kelsey does what he did last night, he should be in bow range. And quite a few deer. I mean, pretty much just about every deer we saw last night came through this. This is actually the old riverbed. You can kind of see the raised edges on both sides. They channelized the river in the 1940s, I believe. And the old riverbed runs through this farm. And Kelsey's been active on the 3 cameras that sort of surround this area. We've got one just right here at 75 yards on this backfield, one on the cut corn, and then one in the food plot we've been hunting. So we got in clean. We just snuck in and hung this set, and seen a couple deer so far. We could see a little fawn feeding in the food plot. Hopefully he does what he did last night.
Same ones.
Well, we're down to our last few minutes, and it looks like we picked the wrong tree tonight. Ended up seeing 3 or 4 fawns, 2 little bucks, and 1 doe. So quite a bit quieter here tonight than it was last night. Nonetheless, it's an awesome day in the woods, and we'll be back after them tomorrow.